Hello YouTube, Steven here. Okay, so I got inspired, or I kind of got the idea to make this video, I think yesterday or maybe the day before. So I'm going to do it, and this video is going to be a video response type video in that if you can or if you want to, make a video response to it and explain your own personal thing. Now, as you can see up there, the title is the weirdest field trip you've ever been on. Okay? I'm going to tell you mine, and already I'm not sure this is fair, because I seriously do not know how you can top this. I seriously do not know. Okay? And you will find out why when I get into it. It's pretty weird, I'm not going to lie. So yeah, basically just if you want to tell it, it doesn't necessarily have to top mine or not. If you just want to tell it, go ahead. It doesn't matter if it's long. It doesn't matter how long it is, because I could say it has to be under 3 minutes, but of course this video is going to be probably 15 minutes. So at that, I can't really say that. That wouldn't be fair. But yeah, there's no like prizes or anything for like the weirdest one. There's no giveaways associated with this or anything. It's just I just wanted to see if anybody could maybe top this, and I again seriously doubt they can. Okay, so I suppose I shall get into this. My weirdest field trip. And I actually did vlog this, but I did not upload the vlog for very obvious reasons that you will soon see. Okay, so I was in 8th grade, alright, 8th grade, and this was the first year that this school was open that I was at. I'm not going to say the name of the school, I don't know. I just don't want to say the name of the school. It's just a personal thing. But yeah, it was the first year of it being open, and we had a pretty cool science teacher. In fact, I happen to know her personally, and pretty much all the students knew her personally, which is kind of funny. It was a really small school, so everybody knew the teachers personally, pretty much, which is pretty cool, actually. But, yeah, this is the science teacher, so you can probably assume this is a science field trip, which can be a little weird, but I seriously, again, like I said, I do not think you can top this one. I seriously do not think you can top this one, unless if you happen to be on this field trip with me. Which, if you were, you can make your own video response if you want to. So, the day of the field trip comes. It was a Wednesday. I know this because we had Latin that day, and we got back in time for Latin. Actually, sort of in time for Latin, but yeah, we got back during Latin, basically, pretty much. The other grades were doing Latin and such. So, we knew that this field trip was coming up, but the day comes, and the teacher's like, field trip! We're like, yay! Yeah. Because we already knew what the field trip was. I'm just keep building the suspense for you guys. So, we then load up in the cars, and we go down to the university, and we go to the Convocation Center, but we don't go into the Convocation Center the traditional way. If you go in the Convocation Center traditionally, you'll end up in a basketball field. But if you go under the Convocation Center, you will see a myriad of classrooms, which you could probably expect, and one classroom in particular, one sort of lab that we went to, the one that we went to. We decided that we would go to the Cadaver Lab. That's right, the Cadaver Lab. So, we go to the Cadaver Lab, which already, 8th graders going to a Cadaver Lab, that makes total sense, doesn't it? So, we go in there, and this is a true story too, by the way. I haven't gotten to the weirdest part yet, though. The weirdest part is the very end, which hopefully I'll have time for. I've been trying to build suspense in this story, because if I just went straight to the point, it would be very short and, well, That was rude. Hello. But no, I want. No, anyways. So we get in, and we get inside, and it looks like a normal classroom. I mean, it is a classroom environment. So we sit down at a desk, a traditional. Actually, it might have been a table. Actually, it was like a either traditional desk or like those plastic fold-out tables or whatever. So, but anyway, we sat down, and the instructor, who we also happen to know, well, who I know personally, sort of, kind of know personally, not really, but kind of. I mean, I know who he is, but and then we sit down, and he starts teaching about the human anatomy, and yeah, he starts teaching about the human anatomy, and then we're like, yay. And so, and then he starts getting into some guidelines, like, okay, here's the deal. We're about to go to the fun part, and you probably can guess what the fun part is. Let me focus that. It's a little better. You can probably guess what the fun part is. So it's like, okay, time for the fun part. Now, when we wheel these carts out, actually the carts were not wheeled out. They were already in there. I mean, they were literally like they were in there. I could turn around while he was talking, and I could see these carts. Okay, there are 3 of them, 3 carts. We only got to see 2 of them though, which kind of stunk because the one I wanted to see had an exposed brain, and I really wanted to see the brain, but we did not get to the brain. Yeah, it's kind of weird to say that. Anyway, so he's like, the deal is that when you are looking at these carts, when we are about to uncover the carts, because they were covered, look away. So, yeah, clearly it was like a big deal, like, look away when the carts are being uncovered. So, we're like, okay. So, anyway, we get to the first cart, and everybody looks away, except me, because I'm always blissfully unaware of everything, like, literally, and I still kind of am. So somebody had to, like, shake my shoulder and, like, look away. And I'm like, oh. It's like, I'm always like that character in, like, those movies or something who's like, everybody's running away from a big disaster and something, and he's just kind of standing there, like, totally unaware of what is going on, and then somebody has to come back and, like, tug his shoulder and say, get over here, come on, and like, oh, yeah, and then run away. And then the big explosion happens or whatever. That's kind of the guy I am, which is kind of annoying, but kind of funny. Anyways, so we look away, the thing gets unrolled, and suddenly you can smell a very hideous chemical smell, which stunk to death. It was stinky. And then, should I really get into detail about what we saw? Because there's people here, and, what could I say? Because I don't know if I should get into detail about this or not. That's kind of stinks. But, yeah. We turn around, and there they are, or there the person is. And if I remember correctly, this first person had a replaced knee. So they had a, what is it, titanium knee, which looked really cool, and it was still stupid shiny. It was, like, really shiny still. I honestly, if I had a fake knee in right now, I would have thought that, like, after about a year or so, it would not be that brilliant shine anymore. It was shiny as, like, literally. Can I give you a reference? It was this shiny. It was just straight up that shiny. I don't know how else to describe it. It was really shiny though. Yeah, so I had a fake knee. And yeah, the one thing I'm gonna say, well, we look and like whenever you think about like the human body, when you see those those images, those like, good grief, this is a long video. I really have to hurry this up. When you see those pictures of like the insides of a human body, you know how they're so colorful and color coded. If you look at your skin color, look at your skin. That color is the color of your insides. I'm dead serious. It's completely consistent. The color of your skin is the color of your insides. Of course, if you look at your veins, obviously your veins are blue. You're going to have a little bit of color in there because of your blood color. Man, this might actually need to be 2 parts, which is kind of strange. Did not believe it. Anyway, yeah, basically, your organs are the color of your skin. Exactly. It's strange. It's strange. I would not have called that. It's not like really pretty and colorful. It's literally just one color, and that's your skin color. Even the bones are your skin color, okay? So that is the color of your insides, which is kind of strange. So we're looking at this person, and we're getting into all the stuff. He's telling us about everything. I'm not going to get into it. And yeah, then we move on to the next cart. This cart, actually, the person died of lung cancer because they smoked. So obviously the classic human lung display, and actually, which has always grossed me out a little bit, but very shriveled up lungs and such. It was just very blatantly obvious that they were a smoker. And yeah, we ran out of time. Something very interesting happened that I would mention, but I'm not going to because I'm not going to mention it. But yes. Anyways, we get done with them, and this is the weirdest part of the whole thing. You thought like the fact that we went to a cadaver lab was weird. This is the weirdest part. After that, everything's covered up. We sit back down, and suddenly we are presented with the womb of a lamb, and each of us are presented with a womb of a lamb each, and we are told that we need to dissect this womb, and he is giving us step-by-step instructions on how to do it. And these wombs smell awful. They have that horrible chemical smell. Usually I don't mind chemical smells, but this was just absolutely burns your nose and ugh. But the weirdest thing is, these wombs still had the baby lambs inside, which was absolutely freaky. So anyway, we get to the baby lamb, and he's like, there you go, and you can keep the baby lamb as a souvenir. And literally everybody kept the baby lamb as a souvenir, which was gross. I would show you, but we got rid of it that very same day. It was kind of weird going back into Latin class, all of us with these trash bags, and inside we each had a baby lamb. We're like, and then teacher's like, okay, what is in that bag? And we're like, a baby lamb. And then he was like, oh okay. So yeah, it was very strange. Very, very strange. So I wish I could get into more detail about everything, but honestly, I don't want to. And I had a bizarre dream that night too. I was afraid I was going to have nightmares, but no, I actually had a dream that I think still to this day is kind of funny. I dreamt that we actually went back to the cadaver lab, and we looked at sheep cadavers. So the cadavers were actually sheep. And then we dissected human wombs and got to keep human babies as, that was literally my dream. It was like all backwards, which was really kind of strange and a relief that wasn't a nightmare. Because I've always had a fear of death, and I don't like seeing dead bodies and such, but yeah. Anyway, that be it. If I'm just gonna say this, unless if you're interested in being a cadaver researcher, if you've never been to a cadaver lab, you, my friend, are lucky. Seriously, it's freaky. It's absolutely disturbing, and I was amazed I was able to eat that night. Because just everything looks totally different. It's the same general layout as what you see when you're a little kid, on those like TV shows about the human anatomy and such, but it's just also very bizarre to see, and it's all one solid color as opposed to being pretty and colorful and just ugh. So yeah, that's it. This video is over. Make your video response and have fun with it. So if you can top that, I'd be impressed. I don't even know how you can top that, but okay. I want to see somebody top it. So anyway, thanks for watching. I gotta end this video before it gets too long. So thanks for watching, and adios. Have fun making those videos.